Hey guys, welcome to the studio. In Germany it's still carnival season, which gives me a lot of time in the studio. No one distracting me except for my friends like texting me, come on, let's drink, let's have some fun. But I'm having more fun actually making music. My MacBook is all set up, the 16-inch one, just like installed everything yesterday. Everything is working again. I'm full on ready to work on music. And I started opening up old projects because I want to get rid of some of them, like the shitty songs. I don't need them anymore. But I also found some good ones where like the musical idea is really good, and opened up some of them to work again on them. And I found some heavy mistakes, like me using plugins on things where you should never ever use them. So I thought, why not share some of these tips and tricks, like things music producers should never do, or almost never, because sometimes it's good to break the rules. But let's start with some of my big mistakes. First up, I got the sausage fattener on the end of my master bus. Don't do this, like never ever. I mean, it's a cringy, memeable plugin, but I think if you use it sparingly, like maybe 5%, 10%, because it's at the end doing parallel compression, saturation, and a little bit of distortion in a very twisted way, it can make things sound fatter, but don't do it too much. Don't put it on everything. And especially don't put it on the master. It will just ruin the sound and you will lose control of the entire production. So really, just a tiny bit, just a hint here or there. Nowadays, I'm not using it at all. I haven't even installed it. This also directly leads to the next kind of tip. If you can fix something, or if you need to fix something, do it as early as possible. If the singer isn't good, don't fix it in the post-production. Try to find a better singer. If the kick doesn't work, try to find a better kick that works. Don't try to EQ the hell out of it and compress it or saturate it or anything like that. Just go back to the source. So whenever you have a mistake, go to the beginning, the earliest stage where you can change it. That way you will get the best result. Trying to EQ on the master, you shouldn't actually be doing it. Just go back to the elements that are missing some frequencies and add it there. Way more control. And then there are some things older generations of producers would say are wrong. Having a bass in stereo, having reverb on the bass and stuff like that. It can work up to certain frequencies. There are some plugins that can split up a mix and make everything below a certain frequency mono. And you could do that. You could also just have a sub bass that is assigned so you can control it separately and filter everything above it, and then you can have like an upper topper kind of bass that has delay on it, reverb on it. It really depends on the song. If it's just kick and bass, make the bass sound big. If it's a full pop track with like piano, guitar, the bass should be like fairly in the background and lower. So that's really like the musical part, but then there are also some like behavior kind of stuff you shouldn't do. For example, write someone on Instagram you don't even know, had never contact with them, just like collab bro. It's annoying. I get like hundreds of these every day. It's like, why? No one will ever respond to that kind of shit. So just stop it. Same goes for feedback. I personally don't have the time to listen to every song that people send me. Sending to strangers your song for feedback is also really weird. Another one I just have to mention, once you have finished a song and it's good enough and ready for a potential release and you send it out to labels, don't ever just drop them the link to your song. Don't ever drop your song in the email as an attachment. This will get immediately deleted. My label, for example, our demos, if we get demos like this, we just delete them. We're not even wasting our time listening to something where the other person didn't even write a message and didn't include a link, so we don't have to download it and our email doesn't get like fully blown out with spam. Just be nice, write a sentence or two about yourself, about your past releases, and that's it. Most people will then just listen to the song, and most labels actually listen to the demos. They might not respond, so if they do not respond within 2 or 3 weeks or a month, consider it a no, don't ask them again. There's actually way more stuff I could come up with. Like, I could fill an entire book with mistakes I've done in the past and mistakes I've seen other people do, especially when it comes to DJing. It gets really annoying because it's not just someone on like Instagram DMing you and annoying you and you ignore it. It's like people in your face. So yeah, first music production, then we'll talk a little bit about the DJ stuff that is really, 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 really annoying. I'll save the day. I got a couple more to share. Get rid of your phone, get rid of Wi-Fi, everything that distracts you. Got so many messages again of friends that want to drink, that are heavily drunk and that want to drink even more. Not me. No. Like Carnival, it's fun, but the music is so bad, you have to drink so much to enjoy it that the next week would have been like gone entirely. It's not worth it. Ooh, and buy your plugins. There is like one plugin still in demo mode because they didn't activate it yet. Still setting up this machine. Also very extremely important is your room acoustic. A lot of people underestimate it. It makes a huge difference. For example, me, like the past 3-4 songs I've mixed always in the bass on certain notes. I think C, the 130 Hertz, was always popping out. So let's say I had a melody playing in A, like just a groove, and then like the last note up to C, it jumped out of the mix. So I took the EQ and pulled it down, listened to it in the car, listened to it on other systems. That's annoying. And there it wasn't the case. It was missing. It was gone entirely because it cued it away. So the thing is, I have at 130 Hertz, like 3-4 dB. The room is like acoustically treated very well. Like the back wall, 0.5 meter of absorption, all of the corners, everything is done as good as possible without closing the windows entirely. And 130 Hertz, it pops out. So yeah, you can fix it with SonarWorks, Arc, like room correction softwares. I've now just added for now an EQ to my master chain and dipping 130 Hertz, 4 or 5 dB, and then just removing it whenever mastering. It works. It's not a pretty solution, but it's better than without. Also tried like changing the listening position. Didn't help a lot. The entire room is resonating at 130 Hertz. So I would love to have a hardware option. If anyone knows anything hardware like that you put in between like the sound card and the speakers to make it work on no matter what you listen to, let me know. When it comes to DJing, there are many things. Like a lot of stuff. Don't be late, especially playing at a festival where you just have like a slot of half an hour to an hour. People will be angry if you're late or if you're playing longer than supposed. Just like stick to the time. Plus or minus 1 minute is the max. Don't play the headliners music. That's also no-go. Don't play too hard music. Bring your own headphones. Don't ask anyone else to lend headphones. That's just disgusting. That stuff you just don't do. And just be nice. Please. Even if you get drunk, still be nice. Whenever I get drunk, I either am getting like funny, maybe a little bit annoying, and then later on I'm just tired and you don't hear anything from me anymore. But some people get aggressive. I don't get why. If you're someone that gets aggressive when you get drunk, then please just stop drinking. It just doesn't help anyone. There's of course a lot more stuff, but I don't actually have the time to cover all of it. It's Friday evening, so about time to start working here in the studio. It was a really successful week. Made 2 songs, one fully mixed and finished, and the other one getting there. Ciao. That's actually something I really enjoy, heading back home, and one of my employees stays here working a little more on private stuff, like his own music in the studio. And that's also something I really love, like giving other people the opportunity to make music, work on music, work in the music industry. Ooh, there's some cheese. I had cheese for breakfast. And And I left the leftovers here in the sea. Anyways, time to pick up the lady. I'll save the day. Next up, the usual Friday evening dinner with my parents. Excited?
Of course, always.
It's always fun. Sometimes a little stressful, but always fun. No, it's really good. I love my mom's food. Once a week, seeing her or my dad. Just catching up. It's 2:30 in the morning. Last tip for today, don't be like me. I don't know, I'm addicted to making music. I come back home, I open up my laptop, headphones, make music, wake up to the studio, make music, come back home, make music. I love it. I can't help myself, but it's maybe not that good actually. I really don't know, but I've been working on one of the newer tracks. It's at the moment called Night Rider, just because I think it's a really good song to drive your car to. I will probably get vocals for it in a couple of days, and yeah, enjoy the preview and the outro. See you tomorrow again in the studio.